Bloomsdale spinach, March 23rd. Pretty nice crop for March, wouldn't you think? We're here to talk today about spinach. It can be picked about 5 months of the year if you consider winter planting. That's what this is. This plant went in August. Geez, that was 5 months ago, wasn't it? This is the 5th time I've picked it this spring. The first 2 pickings were pretty shabby and pretty gritty, but it looks good now, doesn't it? While I have you here, I'm going to show you the proper way of picking it too, so that it continues to grow and even prosper. That happens by picking the bottom outside, thickest, heaviest leaves. Now, granted, it's a lot harder when it's on the ground, when the roots are still attached, but I wanted you to see that you work from the outside in. If you disturb the center leaves, you're going to kill the plant. I suspect I'll be picking, I would have been picking off this plant if I hadn't killed it, up until about 1st of June anyway. Now, we talked about it being a plant that you can eat 5 months a year. This is also the time to put in your seed. You can get a bumper crop, not as long and probably not as succulent as the winter spinach, but you can put that in as soon as you can break the ground and it's dry enough to get in as well. I'll give you my background on spinach. I started when I was in the 2nd grade. I sort of forced labor in my father's garden. He never grew spinach. I think it was because he wasn't careful enough and gentle enough. The spinach comes up fairly well, maybe a 65 or 70% germination rate. But the hard part is keeping the seedlings alive. They're very delicate, and they don't take much abuse before they're 2 or 3 inches long. They don't like to have their roots disturbed, so it's easy to hurt them when you hoe them and till around them as well. What else about the spinach here at Last Day in Brand? You can see that's it. There's a black tub there. You see the kind of germination you get. This is about as good as I can get. Probably 80% of the rows are filled. And by June, it'll be disappeared, not because I picked it, but because the heat has overwhelmed it. This is a spring plant. It's also a winter plant. Any substitute, if you don't feel you can be careful enough around these, would be Swiss chard. Anyway, we'll get to that later. I'll show you how the picking turns out. Out for now.